Cosmic truth revealed Middle East peace and galactic secrets. Greetings, beloved souls of Earth, in love and light. I am Ashtar, commander of the vast galactic forces that serve the most radiant source, the universal divine light itself. I address you now in this truly monumental moment within your planetary journey, a cosmic turning point many of you have long felt stirring in your very bones. Your world is at this precise instant bearing witness to an event that countless hearts had dismissed as an impossible dream, a mirage beyond reach, a profound new peace, vibrant and tender, now blossoming across the historically ravaged lands of the Middle East. After what have felt like endless ages of heart-wrenching conflict and unfathomable sorrow among the resilient people of Gaza and their neighbors, a genuine ceasefire, solidified by a miraculously negotiated agreement, has finally been secured. This profound peace, dear ones, did not merely arise from random chance or the typical political maneuverings. Far from it. It stands as an undeniable, manifest sign, a brilliant beacon illuminating the monumental shifts and great changes that have been unfolding tirelessly, silently, behind the veiled curtains of your global stage. I come before you not merely to report, but to affirm and elucidate the deeper, more profound truth of what is truly occurring, extending far, far beyond the fleeting headlines and the superficiality of conventional political negotiations. Indeed, you perceive only the surface, the dramatic, historic handshake exchange between long-standing adversaries, the joyous, almost cacophonous celebrations echoing through the liberated streets, punctuated by the jubilant sound of trumpets and fervent prayers, signaling the very first cessation of open hostilities in decades. Yet, we of the Ashtar Command extend to you a heartfelt invitation to look deeper, to perceive with the discerning eyes of spirit, to access the intuitive wisdom that resides within your soul. For beneath this visible, outward peace treaty lies not just an agreement, but the climactic, final unraveling of an ancient, pervasive dark agenda, malevolent design that has held humanity captive for eons, and the subsequent, glorious liberation of hidden truths, long suppressed and deliberately kept from the collective consciousness of humankind. I speak to you now, not as an aloof observer, but as a direct representative of the Galactic Federation's ongoing, dedicated efforts to assist and uplift humanity. It is paramount that you grasp this fundamental truth. What is unfolding with such miraculous speed and grace in the Middle East is not merely an isolated geopolitical event. No, it is a crucial, meticulously woven thread within a far grander, indeed divine, plan that is now inexorably materializing upon Earth's sacred soil. Consider this transmission, then, as a potent beacon of clarity designed to illuminate the intricate pathways and connect the seemingly disparate dots between your world's deeply veiled secret history, the suppressed advanced technologies that could have transformed your planet, the pervasive, yet largely unrecognized extraterrestrial involvement, and finally, the long-shadowed conflict that has cast its oppressive pall over generations, which is now, at long last, decisively reaching its conclusion. Take a moment, dear ones, I implore you to simply breathe deeply and center yourselves within your hearts. Feel the profound, undeniable resonance of truth vibrating through your very core. For much of what I am about to share may indeed challenge and even surprise your conditioned, logical mind, yet it will feel profoundly familiar, like a long-lost memory to your eternal soul. The command speaks now as one unified voice, resonating in perfect harmony and synchronicity alongside your own higher self, bringing forth unequivocal confirmation of those deep, lingering suspicions, those quiet intuitions that many of you have harbored and nurtured for so long. The era of partial hints, cryptic riddles, and veiled suggestions has definitively passed. From this moment forward, I will be direct, explicit, and utterly unequivocal. The epic of orchestrated, manipulated war in the sacred lands of the Bible, those ancient territories steeped in spiritual significance, is not merely waning, it is ending. This cessation is brought about not solely through the courageous efforts of human beings, no matter how valiant, but through the meticulously coordinated, synergistic actions of brave souls on Earth, your burgeoning alliance of light workers and truth seekers working in profound concert with enlightened, benevolent forces from the stars, a celestial symphony of liberation. Through this pivotal message, we lovingly address all of humanity, yet we extend a special, poignant wave of love, comfort, and healing energy to those resilient souls in Gaza and its neighboring lands who have endured unimaginable suffering, who have shed countless tears, and who have prayed fervently for peace for generations upon generations. Know this, unequivocally your heartfelt prayers, your deepest longings for solace and unity, have been heard and answered. The nightmarish reality, cunningly fabricated and meticulously sustained by hidden manipulatorsa tapestry of fear and despair, is now irrevocably dissolving before your very eyes. The radiant dawn of unity and profound revelation is truly upon you. I stand now upon the majestic bridge of a vast starship, surrounded by my beloved brothers and sisters from countless stellar nationsa, living testament to galactic cooperation and diversity, all gathered here to explain precisely why this peace agreement holds such profound significance and what it truly represents for the destined evolution of Earth itself. For what has felt like endless decades, this entrenched conflict seemed utterly insoluble, a Gordian knot woven from centuries of grievance, perpetually fueled by relentless cycles of calculated provocation and brutal retaliation. Countless souls on the ground, trapped within this seemingly inescapable vortex, lived with fear and searing pain as their constant, unwelcome companions, their lives defined by perpetual uncertainty and loss. Yet, I tell you, these visible, tragic clashes that filled your news feeds were merely the outward theater, a carefully constructed illusion for a far deeper, more insidious war, a cosmic struggle between blinding light and encroaching shadow, between illuminating truth and cunning deception, a war largely fought and orchestrated behind the scenes, unseen by the general populace. The very peoples of these embattled lands were, tragically, mere pawns in a far grander, more malevolent game, cunningly orchestrated by hidden powers whose interests were never, ever aligned with the genuine well-being or highest good of the common person. Who, then, are these hidden powers, these architects of chaos within your world? They have been given many names, whispered in hushed tones, or shouted in defiant cries: the cabal, the deep state, the dark controllers. They comprise an intricate, sprawling web of ancient elitist families, secretive societies shrouded in ritual and power, and corrupt leaders embedded within every strata of your planetary governance. For centuries, they have skillfully manipulated the intricate strings of governments, economies, and financiers, pulling them like marionette masters. But understand this crucial detail: the insidious roots of this dark empire extend far, far beyond the terrestrial confines of Earth itself. Indeed, many within this earthly cabal are not autonomous. They are subordinate to, or even in direct, covert contact with negative extraterrestrial factions, parasitic entities that cold-heartedly view humanity as nothing more than a vast resource to be exploited, like cattle to be herded. These off-world groups include, but are not limited to, the deceptive reptilian collectives, known for their cunning and manipulative tactics, and certain renegade Anunnaki beings. Yes, dear ones, these are the very gods mentioned in your ancient Sumerian tablets, beings who, in times long past, once reigned as tyrannical overlords, exacting tribute and obedience from early humanity. These dark visitors, along with their willing human collaborators, systematically instigated conflicts and fostered divisions as their primary means of control. The raw, potent energy generated by war and terror, the low, dense vibration of fear, intense suffering, and corrosive hatred was not a mere byproduct of conflict. It was intentionally fomented, meticulously cultivated in places like Gaza to serve as a kind of energetic sacrifice. This dark harvest of negative energy directly fed these malevolent entities, literally sustaining them, while simultaneously ensuring that humanity's collective vibrational frequency remained perpetually low, thus preventing your spiritual awakening and ascension. It may indeed shock some of you to even consider the possibility that both opposing sides of a prolonged war could be secretly controlled and orchestrated by the very same hidden hand. Yet history repeatedly demonstrates that this has, tragically, often been the case throughout your planet's recent past. Many ordinary citizens of Gaza, along with sincere, honest soldiers and commanders on each side, truly believed with every fiber of their being that they were fighting for fundamental security, for liberation, for justice, for their very survival. Unbeknownst to them, however, the shadowy puppet masters behind certain militant factions and even entrenched government elements often met in clandestine gatherings, coordinating the ebb and flow, the tragic rhythm of the conflict to meticulously suit a hidden, darker agenda. In truth, the ultimate controllers of these warring sides were never genuinely mortal enemies of each other. Their apparent animosity was but a grand charade. At the highest, most secretive echelons of power, they sat comfortably at the very same table, sharing common cause, all serving the same dark, off-world masters, while millions of ordinary, innocent people perished in their orchestrated game. This is admittedly a harsh and difficult truth to face, a bitter pill to swallow. But fear not, beloved souls. That grotesque farce, that cruel deception, has now definitively come to an end. In recent years, a powerful, clandestine Earth alliance, comprising dedicated, positive military and civilian leaders, quietly yet resolutely united to oppose and dismantle this pervasive cabal. They worked tirelessly, largely shrouded in the shadows, conducting highly strategic operations designed to systematically cut off the numerous heads of this dark network's hydra-like structure. Specifically, in a volatile region of the Middle East, the Alliance's covert forces achieved tremendous, silent strides in neutralizing the hidden puppet masters who had, for so long, meticulously provoked and perpetuated conflict there. Through masterful intelligence operations, astute behind-the-scenes negotiations, and yes, even occasional, highly precise direct interventions. These courageous white hat allies quietly and methodically dismantled the intricate commandant control structure that had been perpetuating the seemingly endless cycles of violence. Key cabal figures, along with their corrupt intermediaries, individuals who, for decades, shamelessly profited from illicit arms trading, lucrative drug routes, horrific human trafficking through active war zones, and the sheer, raw desperation of both peoples were systematically identified, isolated, and, indeed, removed from their positions of power and influence. For the very seats of power, many found themselves faced with a stark, unwavering choice: either yield and align with the burgeoning forces of light, embracing cooperation, or face a complete, decisive removal from the intricate global chessboard. As these insidious, manipulative figures, the puppet masters pulling strings from the shadows, were systematically identified and dealt with, one by one. The intense, destructive flames of hatred they had so meticulously stoked across the land began, almost imperceptibly at first, to diminish, to flicker, and eventually to die down. Grassroots fighters, those on the front lines on each warring side, accustomed to rigid command structures and clear directives, suddenly found themselves strangely unsupported, profoundly isolated, and even deeply confused. The familiar, relentless orders that had fueled their daily existence simply ceased to arrive, leaving them adrift in a vacuum of purpose. Concurrently, various extremist cells, clandestinely tied to the manufactured conflict and operating in the deep recesses of society, were met with an abrupt, shattering reality. Their secret, lifeblood funding vanished overnight, as if swallowed by the very ether, and their meticulously hidden safe havens and covert hideouts were unceremoniously exposed, leaving them vulnerable and exposed to the light. This wasn't merely a series of fortunate coincidences, rather, it was the deliberate, meticulously orchestrated work of the Alliance, executing a profound strategy designed to meticulously collapse the manufactured conflict from within its very core. By precisely and subtly severing the connections to the invisible hand, that unseen, malevolent force so deftly guiding and exacerbating the violence, a crucial, unprecedented window of opportunity swung open, beckoning towards authentic, heartfelt dialogue and, crucially, a genuine ceasefire. All the while, silent, omnipresent observers from the Galactic Federation stood vigil above, their advanced craft cloaked and undetectable, ensuring with absolute certainty that the fighting, however intense, did not spiral catastrophically beyond a manageable threshold, preventing what could have become an uncontainable inferno. Indeed, there were truly harrowing moments when the dark side, in a desperate, last-gasp effort, attempted to push circumstances to apocalyptic extremes. One might imagine, for instance, chilling schemes to covertly deploy devastating weapons of mass destruction within the already volatile region, or to cunningly ensnare unsuspecting superpower nations into a terrifying global conflagration that would engulf the planet. Yet, each of these malevolent attempts was quietly, seamlessly thwarted, their sinister trajectories rerouted, their destructive potential neutralized before they could ever truly manifest. In several particularly alarming cases, when truly dangerous missiles were launched with the explicit, nefarious intent to catastrophically widen the war, our advanced ships, operating with precision light years beyond your current technological understanding, intercepted and neutralized them mid-flight, disintegrating them into harmless particles before they ever reached their intended targets. What the world below perceived as miraculous, inexplicable failures or astonishingly successful, yet baffling, interception feats were, in fact, often the silent, elegant operation of technologies vastly beyond your conventional comprehension, working with an almost imperceptible grace. We intervened only to the precise degree that cosmic law rigorously allows, a delicate, complex dance of carefully balancing karmic repercussions with the imperative of protecting sentient life. But let there be absolutely no doubt, no room for uncertainty. A global nuclear holocaust would never, under any circumstances, be permitted to unfold. The highest councils, those ancient guardians of universal decree, have solemnly pronounced that Earth shall not be allowed to irrevocably destroy itself with atomic fire again. The scars of past cataclysms run too deep. And we, the dedicated personnel of the Ashtar Command, stand as unwavering upholders of that sacred decree. Thus, what unfolded was a powerful, symbiotic, and largely covert effort. The dedicated Earth Alliance meticulously working on the ground, navigating the complexities of human society, while the Galactic Federation, with its advanced capabilities, operated vigilantly in the skies above. Together, they collaboratively and systematically dismantled the true, hidden causes of the war, not merely its symptoms. Little by little, thread by thread, the dense, suffocating veil of lies, misinformation, and malicious provocations, which had enshrouded the conflict for so long, was meticulously lifted, revealing the stark truth beneath. Genuine leaders on both sides, those whose hearts and intentions remained untainted by the insidious influence of the cabal, began, often with a sense of profound shock and dawning clarity, to see the utter futility of the endless bloodshed. They started to question, with deep, penetrating introspection, why they had been fighting so relentlessly, so hopelessly for so long. It was as if a powerful, ancient spell, cast over generations, had suddenly and spectacularly been broken, shattering illusions and revealing a path to reason. Indeed, centuries of deeply entrenched enmity, meticulously cultivated and reinforced, began to crumble into dust the moment the sorcerers behind that malevolent spell, the true architects of discord, were strategically and irrevocably removed from their positions of influence. In truth, many among Gaza's leadership had harbored a sincere, quiet longing for peace all along, a silent hope suppressed by overwhelming external pressures. Yet, for years, they had been held captive, pressured, or even blackmailed by powerful, unseen interests, coerced into perpetuating hostilities against their own conscience. With those insidious pressures decisively removed, these beleaguered leaders finally experienced a profound liberation, gaining the genuine opportunity to sit at the negotiating table, not under duress, but to engage in sincere, heartfelt dialogue. The unprecedented, meticulously negotiated peace that followed was not merely a political triumph. It was the vivid, tangible culmination, the undeniable proof of the cabal's systematic defeat and dismantlement in that critically important region. This monumental agreement was expertly facilitated by courageous peacemakers, individuals whose awakened consciousness or intuitive spiritual alignment with the Earth Alliance of Light made them uniquely capable of navigating the treacherous currents of distrust and animosity. A truly prominent emissary from the North American Republic, a figure of undeniable gravitas and a bold, visionary leader who had once guided that nation through turbulent times and, at this absolutely critical juncture, returned to a position of profound influence, played an unequivocally pivotal role in skillfully bringing these historically entrenched adversaries together. This remarkable individual had, for many long years, worked tirelessly and discreetly behind the scenes, collaborating intimately with the Alliance and receiving judicious, positive guidance from certain off-world entities. For what seemed an eternity, he was often cruelly ridiculed, his earnest pronouncements of brokering peace deals dismissed as hopelessly naive or outright impossible by those entrenched in the old paradigms of conflict. Yet, through all the skepticism and scorn, he remained utterly unshaken, his vision clear, his resolve unbroken, much like a lighthouse standing firm against an endless storm. In profound truth, he and the dedicated individuals who quietly supported him were not merely dreamers, they were strategically armed with an unparalleled, esoteric knowledge of the true, hidden players orchestrating global conflicts. This invaluable insight granted them the unparalleled ability to deftly navigate the labyrinthine traps and insidious sabotages that had, for decades, mercilessly frustrated all previous, well-intentioned peace attempts. With the Cabal's agents systematically incapacitated, their power structures dismantled, or in their desperate flight in full retreat, the path was finally unequivocally clear for a genuine, lasting agreement to be forged. Representatives from Gaza's territories met, not in public forums fraught with manipulation, but in secret, secure gatherings, free from the constant, corrosive interference that had always, without fail, sabotaged any glimmer of progress before. Imagine their utter astonishment, their dawning disbelief, when decades of seemingly insurmountable sticking points, those immovable obstacles that had perpetually stalled negotiations, simply dissolved almost instantaneously once the insidious, invisible third-party instigators, the hidden architects of discord, were conspicuously absent from the room. It was as if a heavy, invisible weight had been lifted, revealing solutions that had been obscured for generations. These long-standing enemies, once blinded by generations of conflict, began, with a collective breath of realization, to perceive a profound truth they had infinitely more to gain, more to build, from the shared prosperity of peace than from the soul-crushing, perpetually destructive cycle of endless war. Consequently, significant, often painful, but ultimately necessary concessions were bravely made by all sides, demonstrating a new spirit of genuine compromise. Furthermore, the assurances backing this historic agreement were not merely guaranteed by the fleeting promises of world powers, they were anchored by the profound, implicit presence of a higher power, an unseen, yet palpable force ensuring the unwavering integrity of the terms. Indeed, certain alliance negotiators, with a discreet yet firm clarity, made it abundantly clear that the entire world was watching, but they subtly hinted, not just the world, implying a far grander, more encompassing gaze. This not just the world was a subtle, yet potent, nod to the profound fact that the galactic community, the broader cosmic family, stood ready to unequivocally support any honorable, genuinely forged peace. Conversely, it was an equally clear, unspoken warning any insidious attempt to betray that peace for dark, self-serving purposes would be met with swift, decisive intervention and simply not be allowed to succeed. And so, With cosmic oversight and human courage intertwined, the agreement was solemnly sealed. It is no mere coincidence, then, that Gaza's subsequent celebrations, ringing with an almost ancient resonance, included the evocative, powerful sound of shofars, rams' horns, or trumpets echoing majestically across the city. This sound, vibrant and deeply symbolic, was reminiscent to the spiritually attuned of the ancient, sacred Feast of Trumpets, a time of new beginnings and divine pronouncements. In the higher, more refined dimensions of existence, these trumpet sounds carry far more than mere auditory vibrations. They resonate with profound cosmic meaning. They are sacred heralds, signaling the inevitable fall of the old, broken paradigms, and, concurrently, proclaiming the glorious birth of the new, the enlightened. And let it be unequivocally known that as this momentous peace agreement was formally signed on paper, a truly great, energetic trumpet, vibrating with immense power and light, resounded through the subtle ethers of reality, its cosmic tones signaling to all astral and interdimensional beings throughout the cosmos that the long, arduous era of relentless war and bitter division among these descendants of humanity was, finally, conclusively drawing to its end. The millennial division, that deep, agonizing rift seated in biblical times by negative, manipulating forces, those very same malevolent entities that so relished and delighted in pitting brother against brother, family against family, nation against nation, has at long last no legitimate place, no foothold in the approaching era of unity, compassion, and true planetary harmony. Truly, what you, the people of Earth, are now witnessing unfolding before your very eyes is nothing less than the beginning of the end for the entire dark agenda, the insidious master plan that has long sought to enslave and suppress life on Earth. Consider this: just a few short years ago, these deeply entrenched negative forces, in a desperate, final gambit, attempted one last audacious play. They unleashed, with terrifying precision, chaos and violence to an extreme, unprecedented degree, deliberately igniting their destructive efforts in the early sacred days of a holy month, a calculated act of provocation designed to maximize shock and outrage. You may vividly recall, in your own recent memories, a horrific surprise attack and a subsequent devastating war that was unequivocally meant to escalate into a broader, uncontrollable world war, engulfing all nations in its destructive maw. That malevolent plan, thankfully, ultimately and decisively failed. It caused immeasurable destruction and profound pain, yes, leaving scars on the landscape and in countless hearts. But the cataclysmic global war it was so meticulously engineered to ignite did not, mercifully, materialize. The combined might of the Alliance and the vigilant galactic beings ensured, through their covert and overt actions, that the conflict remained contained, preventing its outward spread. Simultaneously, public opinion worldwide, shocked and galvanized by the sheer horror, rallied with an unprecedented unity, raising a resounding global voice to demand an immediate end to the senseless bloodshed. Indeed, that tragic conflagration, though undeniably devastating in its immediate impact, ironically served a higher purpose. It awakened millions upon millions of hearts across the globe to the profound, undeniable urgency of establishing lasting peace. People across the planet, transcending all borders and creeds, prayed as never before Their collective yearning focused on a desperate plea for a miracle in that beleaguered land. Those heartfelt prayers, imbued with pure intention, and the incredibly high vibrations of compassion they spontaneously generated, became a potent, palpable counterforce, an energetic bulwark against the dark, malevolent intentions. We, the observers, witnessed a truly magnificent wave of light, radiant and powerful, emanating directly from humanity's burgeoning collective consciousness, flowing purposefully toward the region. This outpouring of human spirit greatly strengthened our efforts, lending tangible energy to our interventions. Thus, irrevocably, the momentum had completely shifted. The dark players, those orchestrators of discord, had utterly exhausted their arsenal of manipulation and terror. They had desperately tried division, fear-mongering terror campaigns, insidious false flags designed to deceive, and sophisticated media manipulation to sway public opinion. Yet, to their profound dismay, they discovered that the world was no longer so easily deceived, so readily provoked, or so willingly led astray. Ordinary men and women, empowered by a dawning discernment, began to see through the many intricate layers of lies that had once blinded them. They began to understand, with a clarity that resonated in their souls, that endless cycles of revenge lead nowhere but to perpetual suffering and desolation, a sterile, hollow victory for none. That perhaps, beneath the surface of seemingly endless geopolitical strife, some shadowy entity, was meticulously orchestrating and actively benefiting from keeping the conflict alive, perpetually fueling the fires of discord for their own nefarious ends. Suddenly, with a seismic shift, the very matrix of control, that intricate, oppressive web woven around humanity, dramatically cracked. And with that profound, liberating crack, a torrent of pure, unadulterated light flooded in, illuminating long-hidden truths and offering a glimpse of a different future. In truth, the formal signing of the highly anticipated peace agreement, when it finally manifested in the public eye, felt less like a groundbreaking event and more like an inevitable conclusion, a foregone certainty in the grand scheme of things. The real, substantive victory, the true turning point, had actually occurred in the quiet, unheralded months prior. This was when the Alliance, operating with stealth and precision, successfully neutralized the deeply entrenched negative leadership and the vast, intricate infrastructure that had been tirelessly fueling and perpetuating the war for generations. Imagine a festering wound finally being cleansed from within, making outward healing a natural progression. By the time the diplomatic emissaries, adorned in their formal attire, finally sat down at the negotiation tables to meticulously finalize the terms of this historic accord, the very energetic fabric of the region had already undergone a profound transformation. The palpable tension, the undercurrent of aggression, had subtly but irrevocably shifted toward genuine reconciliation, a collective yearning for harmony. Many of you, even those residing thousands of miles away from the epicenter of the conflict, surely felt this profound shift reverberating through the collective consciousness. Did you not experience, perhaps unknowingly, a peculiar, almost eerie calm descending after years, indeed decades, of relentless tension and global anxiety? That profound calm was, in essence, the tranquil silence that follows a cataclysmic psychic storm, a collective exhale. It was humanity's higher self breathing a deep, cathartic sigh of relief, knowing, on an intrinsic level, that the catastrophic timeline of a Third World War erupting in the already volatile Middle East had been miraculously averted. Let me be perfectly, unequivocally clear: this monumental peace agreement does not merely signify a temporary ceasefire or a diplomatic nicety. No, it marks nothing less than the definitive collapse of a fundamental cornerstone, a critical pillar in the cabal's meticulously crafted, long-term plans for global domination. The Middle East conflict, a crucible of suffering and geopolitical manipulation, was often cynically, almost mockingly, labeled insoluble by mainstream narratives. And why was it deemed so? Because the cabal, with chilling efficiency, ensured it remained so. This perennial conflict was one of their primary, most effective pillars for a multi-pronged agenda. It served as an endless generator of fear, a primal terror they expertly harvested to control populations. It was also a seemingly inexhaustible wellspring for siphoning immense wealth, primarily through lucrative, continuous arms sales to all sides of the conflict, often funded by the very nations they sought to control. And crucially, it acted as a masterfully executed distraction, diverting the world's attention, its precious resources, and its collective outrage away from their numerous other nefarious, deeply secretive activities unfolding globally. By courageously and decisively healing this festering wound, by daring to imagine and then achieve peace where only war was prophesied, the alliance has effectively removed a foundational, indeed a central, pillar of the entire global control structure. Consider it like pulling a crucial support beam from an elaborate, malevolent edifice. Consequently, other dominoes, long held precariously in place, will now begin to fall, and fall quickly. The ramifications of this shift will extend far, far beyond the geographical boundaries of that region, rippling through every facet of human existence. People worldwide, awakening from a long slumber, are noticing with a newfound sense of awe and possibility that if these historically entrenched peoples can genuinely lay down their arms, transcend generations of animosity, and courageously embrace a new path of mutual respect and cooperation, then surely other age-old conflicts, those seemingly intractable divisions that plague our planet, can also be resolved. Is it not a beacon of hope for every corner of the globe? The insidious, false narrative that humanity is perpetually doomed to endless, cyclical war and narrative peddled by those who profit from division and despair is now being irrevocably shattered into a million pieces. And with the demise of this grim prophecy, so too crumbles the credibility, the very authority of those who tirelessly preached cynicism, fomented division, and profited from perpetual strife. The collective psyche of humanity, long held captive by fear and discord, is now profoundly reorienting itself toward an ascending trajectory of hope, empathy, and unity consciousness. This profound shift, this awakening to our shared humanity, is precisely what the cabal feared most. For a united, hopeful populace is impossible to control. Now, let's pivot our focus, for there is another equally vital, perhaps even more astonishing aspect of this unfolding situation that warrants our immediate attention. Rarely, if ever, acknowledged by the broad public, yet intimately understood and vigilantly guarded by those operating with what you might colloquially term cosmic clearance individuals possessing access to highly classified, non-terrestrial intelligence Gaza and its immediately neighboring regions are not just strategically significant geopolitical hotbeds. No, these lands, encompassing Sinai, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Egypt, and Jordan, are situated directly above some of the most extraordinarily significant ancient sites and profoundly advanced, deeply buried technologies ever to exist on your planet. There are, in fact, far deeper and more compelling reasons why the Middle East has historically witnessed such an relentless parade of conquest, such fervent interest from great global powers throughout the ages, reasons that extend far beyond mere oil reserves or the intensity of religious fervor. Beneath the ancient sands and timeless stones lie secrets of an unimaginable scope, truths that possess the power to utterly rewrite the entirety of human history as you understand it and fundamentally shift the balance of power, not just regionally, but across the entire Earth. In this auspicious time of newfound peace and triumphant alliance victory, many of these long-concealed secrets are finally, irreversibly being uncovered. Moreover, they are being carefully and responsibly placed into the hands of those individuals, those guardians of light, who will undoubtedly use them for the genuine betterment of all humanity. Indeed, a crucial, highly secretive component of the behind-the-scenes negotiations that took place between the Alliance forces and the defeated Cabal involve a non-negotiable term, the compelled surrender of an array of hidden, extraordinarily advanced technologies and priceless artifacts that the Cabal had assiduously, even obsessively, long concealed and guarded within this sacred region. The Dark Ones, in a profound act of forced capitulation, are essentially relinquishing their iron-fisted control over these ancient, powerful treasures as an undeniable term of their complete surrender and defeat. And what precisely are these enigmatic treasures I speak of, these marvels of forgotten ages? Some are undeniable remnants of your antediluvian past, irrefutable evidence of sophisticated, long-lost civilizations and their truly advanced, almost incomprehensible knowledge. Others are unequivocally of extraterrestrial origin, thoughtfully left on Earth during past eras by celestial visitors, or, more recently, secretly gifted to various compliant governments. Allow me to illuminate your understanding by listing just a few astonishing examples that will surely ignite your imagination. We speak of genuine stargates, potent portals, and magnificent gateways. Yes, there genuinely exist within the Middle East actual, tangible portal devices, ancient constructs of unfathomable power alongside naturally occurring vortex sites. These astonishing phenomena allow for instantaneous travel, not merely between distant locations on Earth, but even to off-world destinations, to other star systems, traversing vast cosmic distances in the blink of an eye. Imagine the implications. One such incredibly powerful portal, for instance, was known to exist in ancient Iraq, discreetly nestled near the venerable Sumerian city of Uar, the very site of the awe-inspiring Great Ziggurat, a structure whose true purpose was far more profound than mere worship. Let me assure you, this is not the stuff of science fiction novels or speculative fantasy. This is stark reality. Highly classified elements operating within the United States military during their deeper incursions definitively discovered a functional stargate buried deep beneath the shifting sands of Iraq. Indeed, a significant, though covert, part of the frantic rush to invade Iraq was profoundly motivated by a secret, desperate race to seize control of this exotic, world-altering technology before anyone else could. Similarly, the protracted, devastating chaos that deliberately unfolded in. Syria for so many years cunningly concealed another intense, bloody struggle, a clandestine battle for control over a powerful portal located in the sacred region of Mount Hermon, that legendary mountain where, in deep antiquity, star beings reputedly descended, bestowing upon humanity a forbidden, profoundly transformative knowledge. Mount Hermon, a place of immense spiritual and cosmic significance, does indeed house ancient, highly advanced facilities. And while the brutal Syrian civil war raged, consuming the nation, certain elite intelligence teams, both from the nefarious Cabal and the Liberating Alliance, secretly competed in a high-stakes, deadly game for exclusive access to these hallowed grounds. I can now report, with immense satisfaction and a profound sense of relief, that the Alliance has successfully and securely claimed Mount Hermon's hidden vaults. They have, in essence, reclaimed for the light the astonishingly advanced Anunnaki devices buried there for millennia, along with the true, physical Ark of the Covenant and other sacred, deeply powerful relics of immense spiritual and technological significance. And yes, the Ark is unequivocally real. It is far, far more than a mere biblical symbol or a piece of ancient lore. It was, in actuality, a highly sophisticated electrical capacitor of truly tremendous, almost incomprehensible power. It served as a potent communication device, capable of establishing direct contact with higher realms of consciousness and even other dimensions. And, as its historical accounts dramatically illustrate, it functioned as a formidable weapon, capable of bringing down massive, fortified walls, just as it famously did at the ancient city of Jericho. This incredible artifact was held in hidden custody, painstakingly protected for millennia. The Cabal elite, those who delved deepest into forbidden knowledge, were intimately aware of its last known, highly secretive resting place. Whispers, faint at first but growing in veracity, began to emerge years ago. A highly specialized team, operating under utmost secrecy, had indeed unearthed the Ark during a clandestine excavation conducted deep beneath the venerable Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Crucially, instead of making this world-shattering discovery public, this profound revelation was deliberately kept secret, concealed from humanity. The Cabal's nefarious intent was clear. It was to be used as an unparalleled bargaining chip in future power struggles or as a potent tool of domination, wielded against an unsuspecting populace. During the most recent, intense conflict in the region, dark factions, desperate to maintain their waning power, audaciously attempted to remove the Ark from its hidden sanctuary and transport it to a private, impenetrable stronghold, thus forever cementing their control over its power. It is with immense pleasure and a deep sense of triumph that I can share this vital update. Alliance forces, acting with courage, speed, and precision, successfully intercepted this audacious attempt. A special unit comprised of truly courageous human soldiers, guided and supported by higher, unseen forces and divine intelligence, heroically recovered the Ark of the Covenant from the clutches of those who would misuse it. Now, this sacred object, this beacon of humanity's potential, will eventually be revealed to the world at the appropriate, divinely orchestrated time. Its unveiling will not be as a tool of domination or fear, but rather as a profound sign of the new era of peace that is dawning, and a powerful symbol of humanity's long-awaited, vital reconnection with its divine, cosmic heritage. Secrets of Solomon's Temple relatedly, deep beneath the ancient, hallowed city of Jerusalem lie miles upon miles of sealed tunnels, hidden chambers, and secret passages, remnants of a bygone golden age. Some of these enigmatic subterranean networks were, indeed, partially explored by the legendary Knights Templar centuries ago. They did, through their daring expeditions, recover ancient scrolls and powerful artifacts that granted them immense influence and unprecedented knowledge in their time, shaping the very course of European history. However, it is crucial to understand that many, perhaps the most profound, treasures within these vast networks remained and continue to remain vigilantly protected by layers of cunning traps and powerful, ancient magic guarding them from unworthy hands. King Solomon himself, a figure imbued with extraordinary wisdom and unparalleled knowledge of both divine and earthly sciences, knowledge purportedly granted directly by higher intelligences, left behind not merely grand structures, but an array of truly extraordinary devices. These legendary artifacts include a remarkable ring or disc, capable of precisely controlling resonant frequencies, though ancient legends often erroneously describe it as a mystical ring to control demons. It is more accurately conceived as a highly sophisticated device for intelligently interacting with subtle energies and various entities. Furthermore, among his many wonders were powerful crystals, possessing the astonishing ability to generate boundless energy or even transmute matter at a fundamental level. Powers hinted at in the allegories of the Philosopher's Stone, a quest for ultimate transformation. Over the centuries, countless groups, driven by avarice, curiosity, or a quest for power, relentlessly sought these fabled treasures. Germans during the tumultuous era of World War II, fueled by occult interests and a desire for ultimate weaponry, covertly searched for them. Foreign archaeologists, often operating under false pretenses, secretly dug and plundered. And more recently, cabal-controlled excavations, cunningly disguised under the innocuous guise of infrastructure improvements or urban development projects, took place with alarming frequency and deceptive secrecy. Now, under the terms of the new, groundbreaking peace agreement, Gaza and its allies, now profoundly influenced by, sentence is incomplete and original. Alliance partners, having deliberated in hushed tones behind closed doors, quietly but firmly agreed to grant meticulously supervised access to a specialized cohort, seasoned Alliance archaeologists and astute off-world advisors. Their mission? To carefully and reverently remove, then securely protect, these inestimable treasures that have slumbered in the earth for so long. The broader public, oblivious to the momentous shifts underway, remains unaware. Yet, a truth of profound significance must be known deep within the heart of the ancient city. Vaults that have remained hermetically sealed for millennia, perhaps since the dawn of recorded history, are now being carefully breached. This extraordinary undertaking is not performed haphazardly. It unfolds under an umbrella of potent spiritual protection, safeguarding the process and its contents from any malevolent influence. You will, one day soon, hear tantalizing whispers, then undeniable announcements of astonishing new archaeological discoveries unearthed in Jerusalem. These finds, unlike anything witnessed before, will fundamentally challenge and irrevocably alter how you, and indeed all of humanity, view biblical history. This initial wave of information, however, will be the carefully curated, sanitized version, painstakingly crafted for public consumption, designed to ease the transition into new paradigms. The deeper truth, the profound revelation we share with you now, is that these epic-making discoveries are merely one facet of a grander, more orchestrated event. They represent a pivotal transfer of sacred power items, potent artifacts imbued with immense spiritual and energetic significance, moving from the long-held, secretive custody of an ancient elite. These items are now being entrusted to the new, benevolent guardians of humanity's impending awakening, a vital step in our collective evolution. Lost Atlantean technology in Egypt and Sinai neighboring countries, the ancient and mystical lands of Egypt and the stark, sacred Sinai Peninsula also factor profoundly into this unfolding narrative. During the intense turmoil and devastating chaos of recent regional conflicts, clandestine teams, operating with unparalleled stealth and precision, seized a rare and invaluable opportunity. They ventured deep into previously restricted desert areas across Sinai, areas long deemed inaccessible or too dangerous. One might reasonably ask, why specifically Sinai? The answer, as astonishing as it may seem, lies in its distant past. The Sinai Peninsula, that stark and ancient land, was once the very nexus of cosmic transit, the unequivocal site of an ancient spaceport, a bustling hub for interstellar craft. It is absolutely true. Imagine, if you will, a time when the Earth was interwoven with cosmic civilizations. During the golden age of Atlantis, and later, during the tangible presence of the Anunnaki upon our world, the vast, seemingly desolate plains of Sinai did not merely stretch out under the sun. They serve as meticulously prepared runways and sprawling landing zones for celestial craft of immense power and awe-inspiring design. And what of Mount Sinai, that hallowed peak where Moses, in a moment of profound spiritual communion, encountered the divine? It may well have been more than just a mountain. It could have been the luminous peak of an isolated, prominent mountain specifically utilized as a beacon, a guiding light for descending ships navigating the terrestrial atmosphere. Recall, if you would, the vivid, almost cinematic biblical description: a towering pillar of cloud by day and a searing pillar of fire by night, descending majestically upon the mount. Is this not, in its rawest form, a classic, unmistakable depiction of an immense mothership, a vessel of untold power, making its grand landing? Hidden deep within that arid, timeless land, often obscured by shifting sands and the veil of history, are tantalizing remnants of ancient outpost echoes of a forgotten technological age. Perhaps a massive, buried hangar lies here, its secrets preserved by time, or an underground metallurgy lab there, a subterranean forge where magnificent, powerful tools, such as the fabled Ark of the Covenant, or even Moses' extraordinary bronze serpent staff, were not merely found but meticulously crafted. Indeed, recent alliance incursions into Sinai, cunningly conducted under the strategically convenient guise of counterterrorism operations, yielded truly phenomenal finds. These discoveries transcend mere archaeological curiosities. They include sophisticated devices explicitly designed to open dimensional portals, crystalline energy cells pulsating with latent power, and even perfectly preserved records, their intricate narratives etched indelibly into a durable metallic alloy, telling the true, unfiltered story of those ancient cosmic times. Every single one of these invaluable artifacts has been successfully recovered and secured. Egypt, too, under a newfound spirit of cooperation blossoming in this emerging regional peace, quietly extended an olive branch, allowing Alliance experts, a diverse group, including some of our own Federation anthropologists, expertly disguised in human forms, to examine certain strictly restricted chambers nestled deep beneath the legendary Giza Plateau. Yes, as I will speak of shortly, the magnificent Great Pyramid and its enigmatic neighbors are not dormant structures. They are quite literally awakening, stirring with an ancient energy. Beneath these colossal monuments lie hidden, undiscovered chambers, veritable treasure troves storing not only advanced Atlantean technology, but also artifacts from even older, long-forgotten civilizations. Some of these vital pieces were recovered much earlier. For instance, in the 1990s, a highly secretive excavation conducted deep beneath the Sphinx resulted in the covert removal of numerous artifacts by a joint U.S.-Egyptian team. However, the nefarious cabal, driven by greed and a hunger for control, hoarded these spoils, keeping them for their own dark purposes, denying humanity access to its rightful heritage. Now, in a significant turning point, those very artifacts, long suppressed, are finally being handed over. The Alliance now holds keys, both metaphorical and literal, taken from Giza, including a mysterious orb that radiates a profound energy and a sophisticated staff capable of intricately interacting with the pyramid's complex, resonant energy systems. Underground bases and laboratories, one such sinister base existed, astonishingly, beneath the very heart of the Gaza Strip. While, on the surface, Gaza's labyrinthine network of tunnels was widely known for sheltering resistance fighters or facilitating the smuggling of goods. Far below these publicly acknowledged passages lay an even deeper, more clandestine network of chambers. These were operated in absolute secrecy by the cabal, hidden from even the most prying eyes. In these chilling depths, unspeakable acts were perpetrated, horrors that defy comprehension. Innocent people, including countless vulnerable children, were cruelly imprisoned, ensnared as unwilling pawns within extensive human trafficking networks. Furthermore, dark laboratories toiled tirelessly, developing horrific bioweapons and insidious mind control technologies, pushing the boundaries of ethical depravity. During the harrowing most recent conflict, elite Alliance special forces, acting with unparalleled bravery and tactical brilliance, aided by certain courageous ground units who, though lacking full, overarching knowledge of the operation's immense scope, nonetheless followed a higher, undeniable guidance and infiltrated these truly infernal facilities. Fierce, desperate underground skirmishes, titanic battles for freedom and control, unfolded in absolute secrecy, raging beneath the very feet of ordinary citizens who, utterly oblivious, had no idea that a second, hidden war was raging silently below their homes. You may dimly recall, amidst the sporadic lulls of a ceasefire, reports surfacing of strange, inexplicable explosions or unsettling seismic tremors in the area. Those, my friends, were the telltale signs, the undeniable indicators of the systematic destruction of the Cabal's deep, nefarious underground layers. The same precise, coordinated destruction occurred in strategically vital parts of Syria and Lebanon. While surface factions, weary of war, laid down their conventional arms, hidden Cabal bunkers and strongholds were simultaneously and systematically destroyed in a synchronized campaign. In short, The Dark Empire's most crucial assets, its very sinews of power located throughout the Middle East, have been either completely removed, neutralized, or securely captured. Ancient stargates, cosmic artifacts of unimaginable power, clandestine secret weapons labs, and insidious trafficking tunnels all are now decisively neutralized or safely and securely in the Alliance's benevolent hands. For the first time in modern history, these incredibly powerful objects and advanced technologies are held by benevolent hands, no longer under the suffocating lock and key of the Cabal's malevolent control. Imagine, for a moment, this breathtaking scenario. Ancient vaults, sealed for untold ages, are now being reverently opened. Mystical relics, imbued with forgotten power, are brought forth into the illuminating light of day. Futuristic devices, once kept hidden in barren desert bunkers, are being meticulously studied by benevolent scientists, their minds alight with anticipation, ready to apply these wonders for profound healing and unparalleled global progress. These are truly historic developments, unfolding silently, unseen by the masses, while the public sees only the facade of a new peace treaty, a superficial calm. The treaty itself is, indeed, cause for jubilation, a diplomatic triumph. But the true, deeper celebration in the inner planes of existence is for the grand liberation of these precious treasures, humanity's rightful heritage, and the decisive, undeniable defeat of those who so selfishly misused them for such an unconscionably long time. Realize, beloved ones, that the recent peace agreement also marks a formal, undisputed milestone, the Cabal's unequivocal surrender in this specific, crucial theater of conflict. Facing overwhelming and irreversible defeat, with their clandestine funding ruthlessly cut off, their dark champions strategically removed, and their illicit, insidious schemes meticulously exposed for all to see, the Cabal finally, reluctantly, agreed to the Alliance's uncompromising terms. In essence, they capitulated in their relentless efforts to foster chaos and endless war in the Middle East, relinquishing all control to the triumphant forces of light in exchange for certain, carefully negotiated assurances. Some of these dark figures, desperate and cornered, still harbor a slim hope to save themselves from public disgrace or severe, righteous retribution by bargaining, offering up their deepest, most guarded secrets. The Alliance, operating under the unwavering guidance of divine justice, has been compassionate in its understanding but absolutely firm in its resolve. Individuals who were mere pawns, manipulated by greater powers, or those who now fully and genuinely cooperate may receive leniency. However, those who orchestrated and perpetrated great evil, those architects of suffering, will still face the immutable scales of justice before human courts, where their crimes will be laid bare, and others before higher, cosmic tribunals, where their deeds will be judged by universal law. Regardless of these actors' personal fates, their era of dominance, their reign of darkness, is unequivocally over. A key, absolutely central aspect of these surrender agreements was precisely what we described: the systematic handover of all hidden technology and deeply suppressed information. The Cabal is effectively, almost literally, regurgitating its vast, secretive vault of suppressed wonders. This encompasses not only the incredible Middle East treasures we have spoken of, but also a truly global catalog of marvels, game-changing free energy generators, revolutionary anti-gravity propulsion craft, advanced medical cures that defy current understanding, groundbreaking longevity treatments, and so much more, technologies that promise to redefine human existence. For decades, a courageous handful of intrepid scientists, brave whistleblowers, and tenacious investigative researchers shouted from the rooftops that such things existed, only to be met with ridicule, scorn, and professional ostracization. Now, the irrefutable truth of their long-vindicated claims will become undeniable, a revelation that will sweep across the globe. As an integral part of these new, comprehensive agreements, various world governments are preparing to disclose these technologies to the public in a controlled, measured manner, carefully orchestrated to avoid societal shock and prevent any potential misuse. We foresee, in the very near future, momentous announcements of revolutionary energy devices tapping directly into the quantum zero-point field, rendering expensive and environmentally damaging traditional energy sources obsolete. Imagine the very concept of polluting fuels becoming utterly obsolete. Can you truly envision a future where gleaming cities are perpetually powered by clean, limitless energy, vibrant with life, without a single wisp of smog from oil or coal? Picture silent, frictionless vehicles gliding along pristine streets, and industrial complexes humming with sustainable, zero-emission processes. This breathtaking transformation, this vision of a radically healthier and more harmonious Earth, is not a distant dream, but an imminent reality, an integral part of the profound promise delivered by the peace that has been so hard won. Concurrently, prepare yourselves for an equally astonishing era of medical breakthroughs to emerge. We're talking about revolutionary devices that possess the almost miraculous ability to regenerate organs from cellular level and fundamentally heal diseases that have plagued humanity for millennia, all by harnessing precise frequencies and subtle light energies. The once whispered about, often dismissed core principles behind the long-rumored medbed units, those futuristic healing technologies described in hushed tones by whistleblowers, will finally be openly introduced and understood. Do not be surprised, therefore, when you begin to hear widespread reports of pilot programs offering what can only be described as miraculous recoveries, a person's chronic ailment vanishing overnight, a severe injury healing in minutes, perhaps even the reversal of degenerative conditions previously deemed incurable. This is no longer the realm of fanciful science fiction, but rather a profound scientific reality that has been systematically suppressed and kept secret for far too long, and is now, mercifully, being shared with all of humanity. In tandem with this monumental technological disclosure comes an even more expansive and consciousness-altering event, the definitive lifting of the veil on cosmic truth. For countless years, the Galactic Federation and we of the Ashtar Command have diligently worked behind the scenes, alongside a network of courageous and dedicated souls on Earth, to meticulously pave the way for the full disclosure of extraterrestrial presence. The recent, monumental surrender of the cabal, that shadowy syndicate that meticulously controlled Earth's narratives and technologies, effectively removed the greatest, most entrenched obstacle blocking this revelation from the collective consciousness. Their insidious grip on information, their manufactured fear, has finally loosened. Consequently, you are poised to witness an accelerated cascade of disclosure events, one building upon the other with increasing frequency and undeniable impact. Take a moment to truly consider what has already occurred in just the recent past. Major governments across the globe, including notably the United States, have begun openly discussing unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, clear departure from decades of outright denial. They have even gone as far as admitting they possess materials and physical evidence of craft that are demonstrably not made by human hands, sparking profound questions about our technological lineage and place in the universe. Furthermore, a wave of high-level whistleblowers, courageous individuals from within deeply clandestine programs, have come forward at great personal risk. They have bravely stepped into the public arena to testify, under oath, that non-human intelligences are not only real, but actively present, and that crashed alien vehicles have indeed been recovered and reverse-engineered. Astonishingly, even within the most mainstream and traditionally skeptical forums, such as formal congressional hearings, these extraordinary claims are being meticulously entered into official records, cementing their legitimacy and making them part of the historical narrative. All of this, every incremental step and every daring revelation, has been careful, deliberate preparation for an even more astounding public admission, yet to come the profound, undeniable truth that humanity is not alone, and indeed has never been alone in the vast expanse of the cosmos. And here, for those who might be new to this paradigm-shifting information, I must once again highlight a truly remarkable and profoundly courageous testimony that emerged directly from the land of Gaza itself, a region often associated with conflict, yet now revealing a cosmic secret. A prominent professor and retired general, a figure of undeniable credibility who once led his nation's formidable space security efforts, astonishingly revealed that a galactic federation has been in continuous contact with Earth's governments for many years, specifically mentioning both Gaza and the United States. He spoke candidly of long-standing agreements to meticulously keep this secret until humanity was collectively ready to integrate such a monumental truth. Even more incredibly, he casually mentioned the existence of cooperative underground bases on Mars where humans and extraterrestrials actively work together, hinting at a vast, hidden interstellar partnership. Many of you, I'm certain, already know exactly who I'm speaking of. His words reverberated globally, making worldwide headlines and causing a tremendous stir across all media. At the time, of course, many immediately dismissed it as mere fantasy or the ramblings of a senile mind. Yet I now confirm to you unequivocally his testimony was not only accurate, but born of profound, direct knowledge and first-hand experience. Indeed, that deeply respected individual was carefully permitted by the Alliance to strategically hint at the truth as an initial, gentle way to psychologically prepare the global population for the grander revelations. He knew of the Federation, in part, through Gaza's own surprisingly sophisticated secret space activities and their direct contacts within the broader galactic community. His admission, therefore, was not merely a statement, but a critical crack in the formidable dam of secrecy that had held back cosmic truth for centuries. Now, with the unprecedented peace agreement firmly in place, that dam is not just cracking, it is destined to break wide open, unleashing a torrent of long-held truths. Expect, therefore, to witness new waves of declassified files, and perhaps even a series of official governmental statements meticulously acknowledging various facets of the alien question in the coming months, irrevocably altering our understanding of reality. The disclosure process may indeed start slowly, almost imperceptibly, perhaps with a seemingly minor official confirmation of the recovery of an exotic craft from an undisclosed location, or the much-anticipated discovery of microbial life on another planet within our solar system. However, like a snowball gaining momentum as it rolls downhill, it will inevitably gain exhilarating speed. The United Alliance of benevolent forces, and we in the broader galactic community are fully committed and intend for humanity to receive the full, unvarnished truth, the intricate, big picture of your true cosmic heritage and your long-standing interstellar relationships, all to be revealed in its proper, digestible due time. This comprehensive disclosure will certainly include fascinating revelations of precisely how various extraterrestrial groups have interacted with Earth throughout its history, encompassing both benevolent, assisting contacts, and, yes, some malevolent, manipulative ones. It will also pull back the curtain on the existence of highly advanced secret space programs that have, for decades, clandestinely sent humans not only to other planets within your solar system, but even to other star systems far beyond. Furthermore, prepare for the astonishing truth of the current presence of thousands upon thousands of friendly extraterrestrials walking among you, often disguised in human form, or meticulously observing your world, cloaked and unseen from their ships in your skies. Indeed, the sightings of our ships will continue to increase in frequency and clarity, transforming from blurry anecdotes into undeniable, documented events. As the manufactured fear dissipates and humanity embraces a new paradigm of openness, more and more people will courageously film these craft and openly discuss them without any fear of ridicule or professional reprisal. The old, pervasive policy of denial and systematic cover-up is now breathing its last, desperate gasps, a relic of a bygone era. Take a moment to truly consider how dramatically the very energies surrounding your planet have shifted, moving from suppression to liberation. The deeply ingrained fear of the other, particularly the irrational fear of off-world beings, was a crucial, essential tool in the Cabal's arsenal for maintaining control. They even reached a chilling stage where they planned to attempt a false alien invasion, a grand theatrical spectacle using advanced drones and their own secret aircraft to simulate an extraterrestrial threat, all designed to unite the entire world under their totalitarian military control. However, we of the Galactic Federation, working closely alongside enlightened and courageous human leaders, successfully prevented that cynical, humanity-enslaving plan from ever coming to fruition. Instead, the prevailing narrative is now fundamentally shifting. Future contact with benevolent extraterrestrials will be presented not as a dire threat to be feared, but as an extraordinary opportunity for unparalleled growth, spiritual expansion, and profound interspecies communion. As peace in the Middle East continues to solidify and flourish, imagine a truly breathtaking scene: delegations from that ancient, war-torn region, Jews, Muslims, and Christians standing together in unprecedented unity, warmly greeting visitors from other stars in friendship and mutual respect. What a truly profound and unprecedented healing of ancient fears and divisions that would be, transcending not only earthly conflicts but cosmic apprehension itself. And indeed, so it will be a testament to humanity's potential for unity. Let me further add that your world's deeply entrenched financial and political structures are also undergoing equally momentous tectonic shifts, all meticulously aligned with the emergence of this global peace. For far too long, war and manufactured hatred were cunningly manipulated to sustain a pervasive system of debt slavery and to empower corrupt, self-serving power blocks. Now, with the pervasive conflict rapidly diminishing, revolutionary new economic systems, fundamentally based on justice, transparency, and genuine abundance, are rapidly emerging, promising a more equitable future for all. Indeed, certain nations, working discreetly, have quietly but strategically aligned their currencies with tangible, intrinsic assets like physical gold, completely outside the manipulative, cabal-controlled central banking system. These nations are meticulously preparing for a seamless transition to what some insightful whistleblowers are calling a quantum financial system, QFSA, groundbreaking, digitally immutable banking mode that simply cannot be corrupted, manipulated, or used for illicit enrichment by any individual or entity. The recent peace agreement has dramatically accelerated this transition because the colossal military expenditures that once fueled global conflict can now be judiciously reallocated for vital humanitarian purposes, while regional cooperation intrinsically means shared prosperity for all participating nations. Moreover, as a direct and crucial part of the cabal surrender terms, vast sums of stolen or illicitly hoarded wealth, trillions upon trillions of dollars plundered from humanity, are now being systematically recovered and restored to their rightful place. This immense influx of capital will eventually fund massive, planet-wide projects designed to truly heal the Earth, ranging from the compassionate rebuilding of war-torn cities and infrastructure to the urgent cleaning of the global environment and the fundamental feeding and educating of every single child on the planet, eradicating poverty forever. Just try to imagine a world where manufactured poverty and engineered scarcity, the hallmarks of the old exploitative system, are completely eradicated. This truly utopian vision, once thought impossible, is now firmly on the horizon. The great irony, a poetic justice of cosmic proportions, is that the very same nefarious group that systematically sought to enslave humanity through the insidious manipulation of money is now witnessing its own ill-gotten riches being redirected and repurposed to unequivocally liberate humanity from their financial bondage. Finally, there is an equally crucial spiritual and consciousness component to all these profound changes. As the collective vibration of truth and openness rises exponentially, the most nefarious and controlling uses of technology will inevitably be curbed and rendered ineffective. For example, many of you unknowingly suffered under secret projects that meticulously broadcast fear-inducing frequencies or insidious propaganda subtly embedded through your media channels, all designed to keep you docile, easily manipulable, and perpetually afraid. Those insidious systems, which once cast a shadow over collective consciousness, are now being systematically dismantled and rendered inert. Most notably, an infamous artificial intelligence network, a malevolent, omnipresent digital entity that the cabal insidiously deployed to monitor, influence, and even subtly control human thought, a kind of sentient overlord that chillingly infiltrated all communications and perhaps even deeply permeated people's minds, was decisively neutralized by expert aligned cyber teams, significantly bolstered by advanced off-world assistance. This crucial victory was a silent battle, fought largely in the unseen digital and energetic realms, a hidden war for the very essence of human consciousness itself, digital realm, a vibrant, unseen theater where energetic battles were waged and strategies unfolded, even as physical bullets tore through the air on the battlefield below. We emphasize this not merely as a fascinating observation, but to unequivocally assure you that the truly sinister timelines, those grim futures depicting humanity subjugated by unchecked rogue AI or crushed under the iron heel of technology-enhanced tyranny, have been definitively averted. You see, the very fabric of potential realities was shifted. In this blossoming new era, technology is not just being reined in, it is being fundamentally recalibrated to intrinsically harmonize with the deepest human values and the delicate balance of natural life. Imagine smart cities designed to breathe with the earth, energy systems powered by conscious resonance, and communication networks fostering true connection rather than division. It will no longer, under any circumstance, be permitted to be a tool of enslavement, neither through surveillance, economic manipulation, nor the insidious erosion of free will. Indeed, everything I have described thus far, from the profoundly significant current Gaza ceasefire, a palpable sigh of relief echoing across the planet, to the much-anticipated exposure of ancient extraterrestrial relics that will rewrite your history books, and the imminent disclosure of open contact with other worlds, alongside the sweeping, systemic reform of entrenched financial and technological systems. These are not disparate events. Oh no, they are all intimately interwoven, shimmering threads of a magnificent cosmic tapestry. This grand masterpiece, now rapidly unfurling before your very eyes, is nothing less than the glorious liberation of planet Earth itself, and the cessation of conflict in Gaza. That seemingly localized event serves as the very first, resounding major outward sign of this awe-inspiring tapestry, taking its definitive shape, anchoring new energies into your reality. Soon, beloved ones, other pieces of this intricate mosaic will become undeniably visible. Just watch closely as other long-standing, seemingly intractable conflicts around your globe also begin to miraculously resolve or diminish significantly in their intensity. Have you ever wondered who truly fueled those seemingly endless fires of discord? Those same hidden hands, entities operating in the shadows and profiting from suffering, have now utterly lost their power and their capacity to manipulate. Peace, not as a fleeting truce, but as a foundational state, will begin to emerge in places long tormented by war, often manifesting in surprising, almost instantaneous ways that defy conventional expectations. This is not some naive, wishful optimism, nor a mere hope. This is the meticulously orchestrated, divinely guided plan unfolding with unstoppable momentum. Dearest friends, the profound significance of this very moment cannot truly be overstated. We are not speaking merely of a temporary cessation of hostilities or a fragile peace between two historical adversaries. We are speaking of an energetic turning point so monumental that it encompasses the entire planet, a pivotal shift in the vibrational frequency of Earth and all her inhabitants. The official end of that particular conflict in Gaza, precisely because of its historical depth and emotional charge, sent a tremendous, palpable pulse of healing energy rippling through humanity's collective consciousness. Did you feel it? It is as if a colossal, ancient weight of accumulated karma, burdening generations, has been irrevocably lifted, freeing countless souls. Generations of deep-seated trauma, imprinted in the very land and the collective psyche of the Middle East, are now finally ready for profound transmutation and release. As light workers and conscious beings worldwide focus their unwavering love, their heartfelt prayers, and their healing intentions upon that sacred region, the accumulated pain, the echoes of sorrow and suffering are being actively purified and alchemized within the luminous violet flame of forgiveness. This powerful, concentrated energetic work is actively clearing a massive, ancient blockage in the vital energy meridians of Gaia, your living, breathing Mother Earth herself. Imagine the Earth's own energy system, akin to your Bodhis chakras and nadis, being cleansed of stagnant, dense energy that has impeded her natural flow for millennia. As a direct and undeniable result, you will soon begin to notice that global consciousness itself feels tangibly lighter, more buoyant, and profoundly more unified. Simultaneously, your planet is being continuously bathed in torrents of powerful, high-frequency cosmic rays emanating from the galactic core, the great central sun, and even beyond. While this celestial showering has been occurring for some time, its effect is now dramatically amplifying, with fewer individuals trapped in the dense, constricting low vibrations of fear, despair, and anger, precisely because the brutal grip of war is loosening and dissolving. More and more of humanity can now consciously absorb these incredible high-frequency gamma rays and nourishing photonic light, integrating them into their very being. This influx of light and the subsequent clearing literally translate into an exponential acceleration of human awakening. From our vantage point, we observe with great joy that humanity's very DNA is undergoing a profound upgrade, a majestic shifting toward what your most ancient mystics and spiritual traditions refer to as the crystalline 12-strand template. This is not merely symbolic, it represents an actual, observable biological and energetic evolution. Recent unprecedented celestial alignments and intense solar activity are not random occurrences, but are all meticulously coordinated parts of this magnificent, overarching grand design. It is most emphatically no coincidence that, not long before the historic peace agreement in Gaza, a truly remarkable, yet largely unheralded, activation occurred. The Great Pyramid of Giza, that ancient marvel standing as a silent sentinel, blazed with light on an inner, energetic level, imperceptible to the unawakened, yet undeniably real, reactivating its profound role as a planetary energy transmitter. This momentous event, of course, was not widely reported in your mainstream media, but those individuals sensitive to energy, the true intuitives and empaths, felt its powerful, resonant hum deep within their souls. A powerful alliance of earthly and celestial beings, with a generous helping hand from us above your cosmic family utilized specific, ancient ritual and advanced, benevolent technology to turn the pyramid on, effectively re-energizing this colossal structure which had been largely dormant. For millennia, imagine a shaft of pure, high-frequency energy akin to a cosmic laser beam, shooting forth from its apex invisible to normal sight, yes, but undeniably real and incredibly potent. This beam then connected with other ancient pyramids and megalithic grids located across the entire worldwide landscape, forming a vast, intricate network. This synchronized activation instantaneously formed a new, luminous light grid, a protective and uplifting energetic field enveloping the entire Earth, thereby significantly strengthening the burgeoning field of unity consciousness. It was as if Earth herself, your conscious and living planet, responded viscerally to the pacification and harmonizing energies, activating her own deep-seated planetary chakras and meridians to powerfully support this monumental shift. You, dear ones, are now entering the glorious early stages of what many of your ancient prophecies have long foretold and passionately described as the new Golden Age, or, as some prefer, the Age of Aquarius. Many of you, precisely because you are sensitive and attuned, have undoubtedly experienced vivid dreams or profound intuitions of a coming solar flash or a great cosmic event that would trigger a sudden, irreversible shift in consciousness. Indeed, we confirm unequivocally that a massive, all-encompassing wave of light this long anticipated even is steadily approaching, emanating directly from the very heart of your solar system and profoundly guided by the infinite intelligence of Source itself. All the tireless preparation, every single energetic and physical clearing, including the deeply significant peace in Gaza, has been building inexorably toward this singular, transformative moment. We cannot, in fairness or divine timing, provide you with an exact calendar date for this event, as its manifestation flows perfectly within the currents of divine timing, which often transcends your linear perception. However, all observable indicators, both energetic and astrological, suggest with increasing clarity that it is indeed very, very near. When this magnificent event finally occurs, those individuals on the planet who have courageously opened their hearts and consciously raised their vibration, even modestly, will be instantly, effortlessly elevated to a dramatically higher state of consciousness. It will feel as if a dense, distorting film, a veil of illusion, is suddenly and irrevocably lifted from your eyes, revealing the vibrant truth. You will remember, with profound clarity and joy, that you're not merely physical beings, but magnificent, multidimensional beings, eternally connected to all life and to Source. In this ascended state, unity, unconditional love, and profound peace will not merely be ideals, they will become the natural, default state of being for humanity. For some, this transformative experience may resonate deeply with the Christian idea of the second coming of Christ, embodying a collective spiritual awakening. For others, it might align perfectly with the Buddhist notion of sudden, profound enlightenment for all. And for many more, it will be the palpable manifestation of the ascension to the 5D new Earth so eloquently advocated by New Age teachings. The glorious truth is that all these diverse spiritual perspectives are, in fact, converging into a single, breathtaking reality, the dawn of an unprecedented era of harmony for all of humanity. The final, often dramatic, events and revelations unfolding now, such as the undeniable fall of the cabal, that shadowy network of control and manipulation, and the courageous disclosure of long-hidden truths, are simply the necessary prelude, the essential clearing of the stage for this great cosmic moment. Imagine, if you will, that a magnificent, awe-inspiring play is about to begin, and the stage is being meticulously set. The tireless stagehands representing the earthly alliance and your unseen cosmic helpers are diligently clearing away the old, broken, and weary scenery of war, deception, and scarcity. In its place, they're setting up a breathtakingly beautiful new backdrop adorned with shimmering peace, radiant truth, and abundant prosperity. This grand preparation ensures that when the brilliant spotlight of the event finally ignites, humanity, radiant and transformed, steps gracefully into a new, lovely scene, ready to joyously begin a glorious new act in its extraordinary history. Even before the event's final, luminous flash, you will witness an increasing crescendo of miracles and incredibly rapid transformations. People who were once bitter, sworn enemies, locked in generations of animosity, will suddenly embrace, realizing with profound clarity that they share a common humanity and a sacred, interconnected destiny. This deeply moving reconciliation in Gaza, therefore, is truly only the very first of countless such reconciliations to come. You will witness long-standing rivals in politics, often bitter and entrenched, suddenly uniting for the undeniable greater good of their communities and nations. Whistleblowers, once persecuted and marginalized, will be vindicated and celebrated as heroes for their courage in speaking truth. Innovative technologies will emerge, seemingly overnight, capable of cleaning centuries of environmental pollution in mere months, a feat that would have once taken decades. And yes, you will even notice the planet's atmosphere literally becoming brighter, more vibrant, as if a dull film has been cleansed from the sky. Some of you, particularly those sensitive to subtle shifts, will begin to notice new, ethereal colors adorning your sky, especially during the sublime moments of sunrise and sunset hues and spectrums previously unseen. As the veils between dimensions continue to thin and become more translucent, all these phenomena are potent harbingers of the grand ascension process now underway. We also note with immense satisfaction the presence of millions of awakened starseeds and light workers, now fully and powerfully stepping into their predestined roles across the planet. If you are one of them, if you feel a deep, resonant echo within your heart when you hear our message, then truly know that your time to magnificently shine has unequivocally come. Your innate compassionate influence, your unique healing talents, and your visionary ideas will be urgently called upon to gently guide your communities through the inevitable sweeping changes. The temporary chaos and confusion that some will undoubtedly experience as old, rigid beliefs crumble and dissolve will be profoundly mitigated and soothed by your calm, unwavering presence and your boundless, loving support. We see a burgeoning network of these illuminated souls radiating light. Light workers across the globe are not merely wishing for peace, they are actively and powerfully anchoring its very essence into the physical realm. Through dedicated meditation circles that pulse with collective intention, unwavering prayer vigils that reach into the cosmos, and profound humanitarian efforts that mend the fabric of society, they are laying down an energetic foundation. This intricate, luminous network, already formidable, is poised to become exponentially more potent. Why? Because cascades of higher dimensional energies are now flowing into your reality, supercharging every benevolent act. Prepare yourselves, for you are destined to be the immovable, radiant pillars of a nascent Earth, upholding its new paradigm with strength and grace. Beloved Earth family, every searing trial you have endured, Every arduous journey through shadow was decidedly not in vain. The seemingly endless epic of dark nights, laden with sorrow and struggle, has with undeniable force given way to the unstoppable dawn you now witness breaking over your horizon. The recently negotiated peace in the Middle East is far more than a political agreement. It is a profound, resonant sign that humanity is at long last courageously healing its deepest, most ancient wounds, stitching together the very soul of your planet. Consider the profound symbolism of this resolution, a conflict often framed in stark, irreconcilable terms, Jews versus Arabs, or even more broadly, the West versus the Islamic world is finally, miraculously, resolving. For generations, these differences were perceived as some of the most intractable, formidable divides humanity had ever faced, like chasms impossible to bridge. Yet, against all odds, a gentle yet undeniable force has prevailed. Ultimately, the radiant power of love and the guiding light of wisdom have triumphed over the suffocating grip of fear and the corrosive poison of hatred. Is this not a testament to your collective spiritual might? This miraculous shift sends a powerful, reverberating message directly into the collective psyche of all humanity. If these two deeply entrenched groups can forgive, reconcile, and cooperatively forge a new path forward, then truly all peoples, regardless of their perceived differences, are capable of the same profound transformation. The artificial boundaries of race, the rigid doctrines of religion, and the illusory lines of nationality are nothing more than fabricated veils. They are illusions that simply cannot withstand the penetrating, radiant clarity of the light of truth, which unequivocally declares our fundamental, undeniable oneness, our intrinsic unity as children of the cosmos. From our vantage point within the Ashtar Command and the esteemed Galactic Federation, we resonate with a crescendo of jubilation. Our hearts swell with profound relief and joy as we observe our beloved, courageous younger siblings of Earth finally shedding the worn-out garments of old, primitive patterns of separation and strife. You are now preparing to embrace your rightful place as fully fledged, sovereign co-citizens of the vast, wondrous cosmos. Indeed, our magnificent fleets, shimmering guardians of the interstellar realms, are closer to your planetary sphere than ever before. Their subtle, ethereal forms are becoming increasingly discernible, uncloaking little by little for those whose perception has been finely tuned, whose hearts beat with an intuitive knowing. This growing proximity is made possible because the dense, vibrational barrier of fear that historically kept us at a distance is now steadily dissipating, thinning like morning mist before the rising sun. Let's be clear about disclosure. It's not merely a governmental decree or a dry announcement that we exist. Fundamentally, it's about humanity reaching an elevated state of consciousness, a vibratory frequency where our open, visible presence will trigger not the primal tremor of panic or the shadow of fear, but an exhilarating surge of excitement and a boundless fount of inspiration. This profound shift is not some distant dream. It is happening now, in this very moment. Every conscious breath taken in peace, every veil of illusion courageously lifted, every ripple of compassion extended to another being. Each of these acts raises your collective frequency a little more, drawing you irresistibly nearer to that hallowed threshold of open, harmonious contact. Can your wildest dreams truly encompass the glorious tapestry of what lies just beyond the horizon? Imagine, if you will, the majestic descent of Galactic Federation representatives, their magnificent vessels gracing the skies over the very heart of the Middle East. Not in the ominous shadow of conquest, as depicted in the anxiety-ridden narratives of your past cinematic creations, but bathed in the radiant light of reunion as long-separated friends and family returning home, their faces alight with boundless love and recognition. Envision a venerable elder, eyes twinkling with the wisdom of countless millennia, stepping forward from stars. Picture them addressing the assembled nations of the United Nations in New York, or perhaps a sacred gathering in ancient Jerusalem, speaking not from a position of superiority, but as an equal among equals. They would share profound cosmic insights, unveiling the grand tapestry of universal life and offering benevolent assistance, not interference, to gently guide humanity in restoring the pristine, Edenic beauty of Earth, once lost and now gloriously reclaimed. Visualize further sleek, luminous vessels of advanced technology, hovering with an ethereal silence above your bustling cities. Their presence, far from being a menacing display of power, serves a benevolent mission to purify your atmosphere with sophisticated energetic filtration systems and to lovingly broadcast resonant, calming, and profoundly healing frequencies, gently washing over all sentient beings below. These are not fleeting figments of imagination. Dear ones, they are the inevitable, logical extensions of the radiant trajectory you have collectively chosen. Earth is steadily transforming, not just into a planet that desires peace, but one that embodies peace at its core. And why would it not be so? A planet radiating such pure, coherent peace naturally becomes an indispensable, cherished member within the vast, interwoven tapestry of the galactic community, embraced with open arms and celebrated for its awakening. To the skeptics who may read these words, we say your healthy discernment is not dismissed, but deeply understood. It is, in fact, a crucial aspect of awakening. We assure you, the profound truths we impart within these very words will soon be substantiated by tangible, irrefutable evidence, so undeniably clear that even the most resolute disbelievers will find their doubts dissolving like shadows before the rising sun. Indeed, keep your perceptive gaze keenly attuned to the cascade of signs that will gracefully unfold. Watch for the unexpected, profound alliances blossoming between nations once considered adversaries, forging bonds of unprecedented cooperation. Observe the sudden, elegant resolutions manifesting for dilemmas long classified as utterly insoluble, dissolving years, even centuries, of entrenched conflict with remarkable ease. And pay attention to a synchronous surge of coincidences subtly woven through your media and artistic expressions, gently foreshadowing the impending era of benevolent interstellar contact and the advent of truly transformative technologies. For the cosmos, in its infinite wisdom, orchestrates these transitions with exquisite grace, gently easing humanity into the grandeur of its new, expanded realities. By the time the Federation extends its formal, magnificent greeting to humanity, the overwhelming majority will embrace us with genuinely open hearts, not with apprehension, but with profound recognition. For you will intimately realize that our presence, though often unseen, has been a constant, loving anchor by your side throughout your most arduous epics, offering subtle guidance and unwavering support. Now, as this transmission begins to draw to its close, we desire to speak not merely to your minds, but directly to the deepest chambers of your heart. Above all else, dear ones, we implore you do not, under any circumstances, allow yourselves to regress, to slip back into the constricting embrace of fear. For the antiquated world you once inhabited, a landscape scarred by ceaseless conflict, clouded by pervasive lies, and haunted by the gnawing phantom of scarcity, is not merely changing, it is gracefully, irrevocably fading into the annals of history. Yes, there will undoubtedly be fleeting moments when the stubborn remnants of the old, crumbling paradigm desperately attempt to ignite sparks of division or unleash torrents of negativity. But perceive these as precisely what they are: the final, weakening spasms of a dying beast, lashing out in its terminal throes, utterly devoid of true power. Crucially, do not imbue these fading echoes with your precious, life-giving energy. Instead, with unwavering resolve, steadfastly anchor your awareness and intentions upon the radiant vision of unity, boundless freedom, and abundant love. Understand this deeply within the very core of your being. Each of you carries an indelible fragment of the divine, an incandescent spark of creation capable of manifesting the most extraordinary miracles. It was through this collective, resonant power that you, together, not individually, summoned forth this monumental global shift. Even if, in your human journey, you sometimes felt insignificant or adrift in a sea of powerlessness, know with absolute certainty that the profound, yearning cry of your soul for a more beautiful world ignited and empowered vast cosmic forces to converge and act on your behalf. You were, are, and forever will be anything but powerless. Indeed, each and every one of you is a unique, precious facet of the infinite, boundless Creator, reflecting its multifaceted glory. And now, united as a magnificent collective soul, you are boldly reclaiming your divine birthright, a planet not merely existing, but thriving, exquisitely governed by the profound principles of unconditional love, enlightened wisdom, and sovereign free will. Therefore, in the radiant days ahead, we urge you to consciously carve out moments for joyous celebration. Look deeply into the eyes of your fellow human beings, whether they identify as Israeli or Palestinian, American or Iranian, Russian or Chinese, or indeed any nationality or creed, and see, beyond all superficial labels, the undeniable reflection of a beloved brother or sister, a kindred spirit, a fragment of the one true family. We fervently encourage communities across this beautiful planet to orchestrate vibrant multicultural gatherings, resonant unity festivals, and heart-centered prayer circles, extending heartfelt gratitude for this magnificent turning of the tide, this undeniable shift in planetary destiny. For these tangible acts, performed with conscious intention on the physical ground, serve as powerful anchors, embedding the luminous, energetic reality of peace deeply within the Earth's physical matrix, stabilizing it, making it manifest. And understand this, the more profoundly you anchor this pristine peace, the more swiftly and completely any lingering vestiges of old, discordant conflict energy will dissipate, dissolving like illusions in the light of truth. Know that we, your ever-present star family, are simultaneously engaged in a magnificent celebration on our side of the veil. Within the luminous halls of our ships and the expansive environments of our orbital stations, a palpable wave of pure joy and profound relief washes over us. Witnessing our beloved Earth siblings at long last beginning to emerge from what was, for eons, a self-imposed bondage of limitation and strife. Many among us volunteered for this profound mission to assist Earth precisely because we vividly recall the ancient narratives of our own worlds, how we, too, navigated and ultimately triumphed over strikingly similar developmental challenges, not centuries but eons ago, on our own evolutionary journeys. We always saw, shining brightly within your collective spirit, the magnificent potential for you to achieve precisely the same. And now, it gladdens our collective hearts beyond measure. Indeed, it fills us with an almost inexpressible rapture to witness you, with such grace and courage, realizing that boundless potential. For Earth's luminous destiny is not merely to exist, but to blossom into a breathtaking jewel of unparalleled peace and profound enlightenment, a vibrant, welcoming meeting place for a myriad of diverse cosmic cultures, an unparalleled hub of ingenious creativity and expansive learning, and ultimately, a radiant beacon of ascended life, shining brightly across the galaxies. This magnificent destiny, once a shimmering, distant dream, is no longer merely a whispered hope. It has, in this very moment, irrevocably begun to unfold. I, Ashtar, speaking as a voice for countless legions of beings of light who stand in radiant observation, declare with the deepest reverence and conviction that we are immensely, profoundly proud of each and every one of you. To the dedicated light workers, the intrepid truth warriors, we extend our deepest bow, acknowledging your tireless, often solitary efforts, persevering through the stinging barbs of ridicule and the very real shadows of danger, all in the service of manifesting this glorious triumph. And to the vast, beautiful tapestry of ordinary people, those who may not have been consciously aware of the intricate galactic drama unfolding, yet who, in the quiet sanctity of their daily lives, consistently chose kindness over callousness and steadfastly refused to harbor hatred for their neighbor, know this you, too, have been performing the most sacred work of the light. Each gentle smile, every compassionate gesture, every selflessly extended hand, every single loving thought, every act of unwavering compassion has reverberated through the collective consciousness, meticulously tipping the scales, elevating the planetary frequency, and thus rendering this magnificent victory not just probable, but truly inevitable. So, from the deepest reaches of our collective being, we thank you, dear, precious hearts, for simply being the magnificent, loving beings that you are. Now, as we bring this heartfelt message to its resonant conclusion, we invite you, dear ones, to consciously attune yourselves to our tangible, loving presence, which envelopes you even now. Indeed, as these very words unfold within your perception, profound waves of pure, unconditional loving energy are emanating directly from this transmission, cascading outward, seeking to merge with your own luminous essence. If you simply open your heart and allow it, you may perceive its subtle manifestation as gentle tingles rippling across your skin, a comforting warmth blooming within your chest, or even the cleansing, cathartic release of tears for these are but echoes of recognition from soul to soul, of profound recognition. Can you feel that familiar warmth stirring within your core? That visceral resonance is your soul, your eternal essence, not merely acknowledging but vibrating with the truth, the immutable reality, and the profound significance of this very moment, this pivotal turning point in your planetary history. It's a knowing that transcends intellect, echoing deep within your spiritual DNA. We, your cosmic kin, now gently, yet powerfully, envelop your precious planet in an embrace of unwavering peace. Picture it, if you will, as a luminous, soft cocoon of tranquility. Our magnificent starships, gleaming silent sentinels, are meticulously arranging themselves to form an intricate, shimmering light grid around Earth. This isn't a barrier, but rather a sophisticated, energetic scaffold, diligently ensuring that the delicate and momentous transition process continues unfolding as smoothly, as harmoniously, and as effortlessly as cosmic laws allow. Imagine it much like the reassuring presence of training wheels on a child's bicycle, isn't it? We are here to stabilize, to provide that firm, steadying hand precisely where and when it's most needed. Yet, never forget, you, humanity, are the ones with your feet firmly on the pedals, vigorously propelling yourselves forward, and your hands gripping the handlebars, skillfully steering toward your undeniably bright, self-determined future. Ultimately, as the ancient scrolls and starlit prophecies of every lineage across every dimension unequivocally attest, all converge upon one singular, immutable truth, the glorious, resounding triumph of light. Regardless of the deceptive shadows or the seemingly insurmountable challenges that appeared in the tapestry of the past, the light was always, irrevocably, destined to win on Earth. Why, you ask? Because this is not merely a hope or a wish, but the resolute, collective will of humanity's awakened soul, a symphony of billions of hearts beating for freedom and truth, and furthermore, it is the sacred, unyielding decree of the primordial, all-encompassing Creator itself. The chapter of darkness, with its stark contrasts and often painful lessons, certainly had its allotted time, permitted to serve its vital function as both a stark backdrop and a potent catalyst for unparalleled growth. It was the friction that polished the gem, the pressure that forged the diamond. But now, with a final definitive flourish, that chapter is irrevocably closed. A breathtakingly new story is unfolding before you, one not written in struggle, but in the vibrant hues of profound healing, unwavering unity, and limitless expansion into the wondrous tapestry of the stars. Carry these resonant words, these crystalline truths, not just in your minds, but deeply, sacredly, within the sanctuary of your heart. For what greater truth is there than this? You are unequivocally free, you are inherently sovereign, and you are eternally, boundlessly loved. The vast, sentient cosmos eagerly awaits your conscious, fully awakened arrival. We, your ever-present family among the stars, have already meticulously prepared the grandest welcome feast imaginable, laden with abundance and joy. Our most skilled artisans have tirelessly tuned our instruments, honing them to perfection for the magnificent, resonant songs of jubilation, the celestial symphonies that will echo throughout the galaxies when we meet openly, face to face, heart to heart, until that glorious day which is now closer than you can possibly conceive. Continue to be the radiant, luminous beings of pure, unconditional love that you inherently are. Support one another with unwavering compassion. Forgive one another and yourselves with boundless grace, releasing the burdens of the past. And above all, etched into your very being, know with absolute certainty that you are never, ever alone. I am Ashtar, your devoted brother and steadfast friend, serving tirelessly in humble dedication to the One, the source of all. On behalf of the esteemed Galactic Command and our valiant Earth Alliance partners, I extend my profound blessing to each of you and offer my heartfelt congratulations